Well, hello everyone, Eric here, back with a new drawing tutorial. In this one I'm going to show you squeaky chair. I'm going to show you how to draw legs. I'm not going to really get into the anatomy itself of the leg, just because that's a lot to it's kind of not really important to really know exactly every single muscle and knowing their names or anything like that. Mostly you just want to get the understanding of how the shape should look. And I'm going to kind of show you a simplistic way of drawing it, and then kind of a realistic way of, or more realistic type way of drawing it. And in all honesty, you want to learn both, because sometimes the simplistic way is a nice way of getting the foot down. Even if you're going to be drawing realistically, if you draw it simplistically first, it'll allow you to then add the detail to make it more realistic. So it just allows you to get the idea down faster, and then you can just add detail as you want. So let's get to drawing. So I'm just going to quickly put down a quick sketch of kind of a pelvis area, just so I have something to kind of work off of. Alright, so the leg is broken up into multiple sections. So first I'll talk about the upper section, and this one is a little trickier, just because it's not really tricky, it's just understanding how the muscles work exactly, because with most of these muscles you have 3 in the middle of your leg. And what the hell, I just got a window error. Go away. Right, I guess I should have turned off arrow themes first, but anyway, you have 3 main muscles here in your first pair of legs. So let me first, best thing to do is to start with kind of a, with all drawing, you should always start with your basic shape. So there we kind of start with that, which is just kind of your basic square, rectangle-y thingy. This will be where your knee is going to go, and then of course you have your lower leg here. And then obviously you have your, your foot, but we're not getting into the feet. So let's zoom in a little bit quick. So with this area here, you would kind of have your 3 basic muscles. So it's always good to kind of understand how they work. First, you have your this center muscle, which the other ones kind of work off of. And you can think of everything in teardrop shapes. That's kind of a nice way of thinking it, in kind of a teardrop / footballish type shape, because almost all of the parts of your leg work that way. For the inside, you're going to have a kind of interesting shape. You're going to have this, and then this muscle that comes here, kind of, you have this part of your leg first, which kind of goes up into your crotch area, and then you have the muscle here that comes all the way down and then finally curves up. And a quick rule of thumb with these muscles, which I will tell you, is that once I'm done burping, the inside muscle ends lower than the outside muscle. And that's true with a lot of things, even kind of with your, if you're looking at, like, let's say you're looking at an arm, you have your arm here, and you're drawing like your bicep goes there into your forearm area, and then you notice your tricep ends up a lot higher, like that. So just in that same style of concept, the muscles, this muscle will end before this muscle comes in. So in that same concept, you have this muscle that comes way up here and then ends right around there. Now this is where your kneecap kind of area goes, and basically it's kind of this shape where it actually is its own bone first, and then it has the cartilage that comes out, which goes down into your shin, which is very painful. The reason it's so painful when you get kicked in the shin is because that is just bone. That is a bone right there, no muscle over top of it, all the muscle is behind it. Speaking of muscle behind, this is where you would bring in this area, which comes out like this. Pretty decently even, but this is actually the bulge of your calf muscle, which if you see, let's see if I can draw this from, that's your knee, that's the front of your foot, so we're doing that. And then you kind of have your foot like that. This is your calf muscle there. That's your calf. This is a side view, by the way. So you'd have like that and all that crazy shit that goes on around your foot, and then you'd have your knee here. This is your calf muscle. It's kind of the bicep of your leg. It's very large, but it's in the back. So from here, this angle, it would look like this, just because it's coming around like that. And then you kind of have two bones here that kind of jut out in the same fashion as the muscles do. Inside ends lower, outside ends firm. And then that's when you kind of go into your foot detail, which I'm not going to go into just because I don't do that. Now, I'm using it, of course, with my tablet. I'm not very proficient with it. And goddamn chair squeaky. I'm not very good with it, so it kind of looks funky. I know there's a tendon that goes up through here that cuts this off like that. But you don't really need to know that or even pay attention to that, because when you're drawing, unless you're really over-detailing, which I suggest you don't do, because over-detailing can sometimes get very muddy looking, I would suggest not even bothering with that one. Just kind of think of that as the one muscle. So that's kind of how you would do it on the muscle shapes, just so you know how the shape goes. Now, if you're, let's take that, in fact, let's see, let's make a new layer. New layer! Oh, did I already make that colored? I probably did. So let's switch this to blue. Okay. Switching to blue, just so I can kind of sketch over top of it. Let's say you wanted to draw this very simplistically. So, obviously you'd start with that bone there, or that area there. You would just know that that's, okay, those are there. What I do a lot is I kind of just go like that. If you want to get a little detailed, you can add that. You can make it separate there. Here, you just kind of go out and then down into this area, and it's kind of nice sometimes if you want to draw that bone. You can kind of draw the knee bone like that. And then I do that just to kind of show that that is there. Now, if you really want to get detailed, you can still put the bumps. But in all honesty, if you want to get, you can actually get away with getting rid of that completely and just simply going straight down into the foot. Like that. So if I get rid of this layer, that layer stays. That's kind of what you're left with. So in a way of drawing it, you can kind of just draw like that, draw that there, draw that there, kind of draw this bone here, just kind of sticking up, which is nice to draw sometimes. Draw that out, and then right here just kind of draw that straight down into the foot, like that. And if you really want to get a little more extra detailed, you can just kind of draw that one little dividing area there, just to get a little stylish. It's nice little details like that. Just kind of make this make it work, you know. But that's a simplistic way of drawing a foot, really, or a leg. The best things to always do is obviously just start with your basic shapes. You know, that's how you should always draw with your basic shapes, just because once you're there, you can then just kind of go in and just add all the details you need to do. And just add all those nice little details that you need. But yeah, so, and then obviously from there, to get all that extra stuff, it's not that hard. You just add the extra details as you need them. So like you would add that there. You know that this splits up, so you could actually double that like that. But legs are usually very under detailed just because you don't really need tons of detail. So that's kind of how you would do it. Once you get that simple shape, you can add as much detail and shadowing. You know, you can add lots of rendering and make it look really nice, and add a bunch of like shadows and stuff like that. I'm not a high detailed renderer. I go very simplistic, as you can see. Like even when I draw my legs, I usually just kind of out, down, bump out into the leg, and then sometimes I won't even draw that bump there. I'll just do that, and then I'll just do that. Literally will be the leg, will be that. If I really want to get detailed, I'll do the little bump, I always add this thing though, just because it kind of separates the leg. And then we can just do that, and then do that. So that's the basic structures of how to draw a leg. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, and I will try to answer them as best I can. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Laters.